What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host. She would never cook without the proper equipment. It's the one and only Chef Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? And honestly, as a chef, as the actual chef that I am, if you don't have the proper equipment, you use what you have. That's what makes you a chef.
And how many fingers do you have over there? Let me
I love
count.
that. Every moron can cut a peel a potato with a knife. I'll just say this.
Is the secret to soak it in water? I feel like I should do my research before sharing advice that may not be advice. But I've always heard do you soak a potato?
Well, you soak the potato in the water so the starch releases from the potato. But as a kid, I started peeling potatoes at the age of about 6 for dinners. And I've always had a knife. I think the first time I used a potato peeler was when I was older, like a teenager. Because I used it at a camp or somewhere. Then I told my parents, it's so much easier. And my mom was like, okay, but you can do it with a knife.
I'm glad Gino set personal boundaries because he was on his way to the emergency room. Let's be honest here. If you don't have the confidence, you don't want to do something. We were talking about this over the weekend. Even with driving, if you don't have the confidence and you get behind the wheel and you're nervous, that's when accidents happen. And Gino, he just wasn't in the headspace. He didn't have the proper equipment and something bad was going to happen. And I didn't want to have to watch that.
It wasn't about the proper equipment. It was the fact that it was a fresh potato that didn't come frozen in a plastic bag that you put in a microwave. That was his problem. He's like, what the fuck is this? This is a real potato?
For him, proper equipment means Swanson's TV dinner.
Yes.
Has nothing to do with peel or...
No, he just doesn't eat I find it very sad, actually. His whole existence, including Jasmine, I find it sad.
Welcome to Gino and Jasmine. This is before the 90 day, Teresa. Yeah, it's nothing but sad.
I know, but sometimes there was a part of me and I'm like, you know what? As crazy as she is, maybe they're made for each other. They can make each other crazy, but then you dive deeper and you're like, you know what? This is just sad. Now, his whole thing, he cannot have sex because he's afraid that she got too posh and his Michigan house won't be posh enough for her. Yet, he pays for the posh stuff.
I was siding with my man Gino for 2 episodes with the whole, the mental and emotional, that can all play a factor into not wanting to bang. But yeah, he lost me with this argument.
He just doesn't want to bang.
I don't think, but again, he had trouble banging from the day we met him. That's why he was traveling with a Costco-sized box of Viagra.
I think I could believe that she judges him afterwards. She tells him about his performance.
Ooh.
And I feel like she probably was like, Gino, you're not really performing the way I would like to. Yes. And I think if she even said it once, that's it. That's it for him. It's going to get stuck in his head and in his penis head, and it's just not going to go up.
Talk about the proper equipment.
Yeah, and exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, all her poshness and him not being posh enough. And then the whole issue with him being a dirty dude who only wears hats but don't shower.
We'll get to that.
Let's not.
My other intro for you was going to be, because so far so great with this season and we're getting a lot of good stuff. My other intro for you was going to be wife and co-host and cleaning the house as a religious experience for her too. So Teresa, how do we feel about this new couple, Meisha and Nicola?
Ooh.
It was a whirlwind for me. I feel like so much was happening and also nothing was happening with them that I was like trying to wrap my mind around it.
Okay. Let me start with this. Meisha's very pretty.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Very pretty kids.
I've never seen the Stepford Wives, but I feel like she's from the Stepford Wives.
Yes, very pretty. She has gorgeous kids. I can imagine her European husband was gorgeous as well.
Take it easy over there.
Right? And
she's got the need for Swede.
Ooh. Look at you just killing it.
It's a video game I used to play in middle school.
Killing it.
Need for Swede 2.
It was Need for Speed.
And that's it's called a pun, Teresa.
Ooh, okay. You see, I'm not killing it just yet. But I'm just gonna say this. Cuckoo.
Oh, for Cocoa Puffs.
So cuckoo that it hurts me. And I'm kind of like, I can understand maybe how Nicola is a little cuckoo. Maybe. Because he's been a 46-year-old virgin. It gets to you. But she was living her best life. And all of a sudden, here comes the awakening of something falling down the sky.
2 sons.
I don't even know why sons. What does it even mean?
I don't know.
But I don't know. I'm just gonna say cuckoo and let's see.
All right.
Let's talk about it later.
Let's save it for the podcast. Before we get into the meat of the episode, let's do a little business real quick. We're on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. You can follow us along there. We do memes, we share news and updates. But most importantly, most fun of all, you guys can message us there. It's a really good time. We love chatting with you guys. So shoot us a message at Married to Reality Pod on Instagram and talk with us. Share your thoughts. Also, join us on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Married to Reality, where we're currently covering Love in Paradise.
Yes.
But there's going to be some other good stuff cooking over there, which we'll tell you about in a little bit when the time is right. But Patreon.com/Married to Reality, there's a few tiers over there, from Friends with Benefits to Family Affair, everything in between. It's a good time. Check it out. Patreon.com/Married to Reality. Also, there's ad-free. It's housekeeping free.
Yeah.
No matter what tier you're on. And we drop bonuses once in a while. So check it out. It's a good time. Also, just make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening. So easy to do. You look down, you smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as Gino's potato peeling skills.
Is it opposite day?
I couldn't find anything else that's hot on this episode, okay? And then you brought up Gino in your intro.
Meisha's hot.
Yeah, but no, I cannot call her a hot lady.
Beautiful lady.
Yeah, I cannot say she's hot. That would just put me in a different category.
How about Gino's sleeping hat?
That's just not hot.
That's the opposite of hot.
That would be an opposite day.
Okay,
I mean, this is kind of an opposite day.
Smash it like it's as hot as Gino's potato peeling skills. Also, another thing you guys can do for us besides smashing and following, if you want to tell a friend and share the love. We love love. If you guys want to share the love and tell a friend about the podcast, or if you're in a Facebook group or some other 90-day reality TV group and someone asks for a podcast recommendation, share the love, please.
Spread
the love because we love love. And speaking of love, we love reviews. If you leave a review and it's a 5-star review, we'll read it on the podcast, this very podcast right here. And I have one I would like to read.
Okay, read away.
All right, this one comes to us from our friend Daddy's Girl 54.
Hello, Daddy's Girl.
I feel dirty just saying it. I don't know why, but
listen, it's a nickname, hopefully.
Okay. 5 stars, titled "Love You Guys."
Oh, love you, Daddy's Girl.
I just discovered your podcast and I'm loving it. You two are amazing, and I love how you make the listener feel like old friends.
Oh, that's what we always are trying to do.
Keep up the great job. I totally agree with Teresa regarding Big Pred. He has me yelling at my TV every week. Keep up the good work. Love, Daddy's Girl 54.
I love that, and I hate Big Pred, so woo!
Yeah, I don't think either of you Daddy's Girls are alone in that. I think the general consensus is Big Pred stinks.
Yeah, Big Pred who?
Yeah, well, I think he's going to be coming back probably to our screens.
No.
Well,
he's so
rumor.
irrelevant,
there's
it hurts.
There's rumor. All right.
Thank you for the beautiful review. I love the love, and I love that you said that we make you feel like old friends, because we always talk about it, but we can talk about it, but if you guys don't feel it, then it's pointless. But you do feel it, and I love it.
Can you feel the love tonight or this morning or whenever you're listening?
Just feel the love.
Can you feel the love?
Feel the love, spread the love, share the love.
Love it.
Love it.
All right. That's the business. That's the housekeeping. A little 90-day, by the way, if you will.
You have any?
I have a couple.
When did you have the time?
Exactly, Teresa. Someone's doing the work over here. 90-day, by the way, number 1.
All right.
We've heard a lot about Razvan's talents. He sings, he acts, he poses shirtless.
He makes money on TikTok.
He makes money on TikTok somehow. But we've yet to get proof of these talents. It's been a lot of talk. Oh, I'm an actor. I'm a singer, right? We haven't really seen too much proof that he can do any of this.
Okay.
I've got some proof.
What's the proof?
I found a YouTube video of him singing.
What?
Oh, yeah.
How old is it?
A year. A year old. He posted it almost exactly a year ago. It's got over 6,000 views.
Okay.
Not terrible, not great, but...
The views or the video?
The views. The video, Teresa. Okay?
Is it sexual?
What isn't sexual that Razvan is doing?
But maybe it's the video that they teased us about in the upcoming episode.
Okay, well, it's a cover of Michelle Marone's Watch Me Burn. I don't know who that is or what that is.
Yeah, neither do I.
But the video is of him in the studio. He's singing. He's laying it down. It's well produced. Do you want to hear a little bit of it?
Sure.
You want brace yourself because I was pleasant. I don't even want to lead the witness, but I was pleasantly surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it in English?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to hear?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Razvan doing a cover of Michelle Marone's Watch Me Burn. Here we go. Take it away, Razvan. All right. Here it comes.
Don't lie to me. Oh, baby, I've been thinking
That's really not
about
horrible.
It's really
You know that
pretty
I've been
radio
dreaming
friendly.
about it. And lie,
It's my new ringtone.
No.
I'm about to
Baby,
take my
you
shirt
know
off.
I've been thinking about it.
It's not
Know that I've
horrible.
been dreaming about it.
Here we go. Here we go.
You know the deal, don't make any promises.
Take it away, Razvan.
Got me flying high, right where you want me to.
So,
Watch it.
I don't think it's well produced though.
okay.
I don't think the sound sounds good.
Sounds a little bit off. I don't know
It
if it's...
sounds like if we did in your dad's basement. He has a little music studio, but
Sure
I don't
does.
think it's a professional one.
I don't know if it's the way we're playing it back or if it's their production value, but way better than I thought it was going to be. Again, keep in mind, this is not an original song. He's covering a song, so you can't give kudos for the songwriting, but he's got a decent voice.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I mean, here's the thing. With a little bit of technology, we all know what that can do for, let's say, the Silva sisters. So I'm not sure how much technology played a role in this. But if barely, then yeah, it sounded good.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I was asking because did you ever listen to Ozone?
Ozone.
I thought they were from Romania. That's why I brought it up.
O-Town?
Ozone.
Liquid Dreams?
Dragosta Dinte.
No.
It's this boy band that I thought they were from Romania, but they're actually from Moldova.
Oh.
But they sing in Romanian.
Yeah, same language.
Yeah, and they had this big hit that Rihanna sampled.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that was like the biggest hit. I learned every single word of that song in Romanian.
And please, Teresa, bless us with that.
I can't
A
anymore.
little bit. Just a little bit.
No, I can't.
You need a beat? I'll give you a beat.
I would need to like really drink that beer.
Give me what do you need me to do?
Okay. No, I'm just gonna do it. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Teresa singing Ozone's.
Dragosta Dinte.
Exactly.
Okay. No, I'm not
Come on.
good at it. No.
It's just me and you.
Okay.
It's just me and you.
No, I can't
This is
do
what
that.
our friends tune in for. It's just me and you, Teresa.
No, I can do it. I can do it.
Come
I
on,
can
you
do
built
it.
them. Now everyone's in their car. Some people have pulled over because they don't want to miss it. People are tuning. People are calling their friends saying you need to listen to this podcast.
Yeah, I don't think I remember all the lyrics.
They're not gonna know, Teresa.
No,
no one's ever heard of this band, let alone this song.
You will.
Really?
Yes, I'm telling you that Rihanna sampled them.
Then just speak it to me and I'll sing it.
Okay.
Okay.
Maya.
Oh! Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for the fancy car.
Well, that's Rihanna.
Oh, yeah,
And
so
was
live
it
your life.
Rihanna and
T.I.
Pharrell?
T.I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is an OG song that it was
Ozone song.
It was the biggest hit in Europe. We all loved it. I remember just being in a public swimming pool at the age of 12 and just like really like listening in my two-piece bathing suit and
That's
loving
wild.
it.
That's the song that was sampled? Wow, fantastic.
It's called the Drago Sarente.
I'm going to look it up.
And it's this boy band. I think they had about 3 songs,
I'm going to look it up.
but this one was the most famous one. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe he covered them because that would make so much sense.
I'm going to look it up. But no, I'm glad
that my singing really, you picked it up.
Sure.
You see, I was a little nervous. Like, I don't like being put on the spot.
That's
like,
a tough one to sing. I'm with you. That's a tough one to
If
sing.
I want to sing, I'll sing. But being put on the spot, I don't like it. I don't like it, Jonathan.
All right, Teresa. It's up to you when and where you share your gift. So I won't fault you. But if you want to hear Razvan, if you want to hear the whole song, just YouTube Razvan, Watch Me Burn. You'll find it.
Or just listen to Drago Starinte.
Sure. Even better. All right. By the way, number 2. I don't know how. I don't know why. But for some reason, and I'm not saying I'm mad, just confused, The Other Way is coming back.
Yeah, and some of you guys messaged us about it. We know. It was going to be Jones, by the way. So I was slightly ignoring you.
Oh, I didn't know. Well, thank you guys for calling in and sharing. Yes.
Yeah.
July
I'm
10th.
like, I don't see that. I'm going to wait for John to announce it.
July 10th on TLC, which is a Monday. Okay, so that means we're going to have B90 going strong, and then The Other Way is going to pull up next to it like a little sidecar on a motorcycle. It's returning this is what, a month and a half after we had the tell-all of the previous season? Crazy. And it's returning with 2 fan favorite couples. One of these couples was just on the last season.
Johan?
And Danielle.
I don't get it. I honestly, I hope it's only going to be an hour. So it's a little easier for us to cover.
I know. I don't know if it will be, judging by the couples, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. But there's a lot of couples, which makes me think it's going to be 2 hours. We'll see. But yeah, Danielle and Johan are going to be on, which I did not think we'd ever see them again because it seemed like they were getting a divorce after the tell-all wrapped. But maybe that's what we'll see. Maybe we'll watch their demise on film and get all the juicy details because they're back with a storyline.
Who else is on it?
Kenny and Armando are returning.
Okay, I love Kenny and Armando, but what's going to be the drama?
Bring the drama, boys. The drama is whether or not to relocate to Mexico City.
I remember.
And also, do we have a kid together or not?
Yeah.
So, all right. I mean,
okay.
You do need a little amuse-bouche in a feast of garbage. So it's nice to have like one palate cleanser, one actual wholesome couple, which this always
they
is.
are, but I don't want them. I love them on the pillow talk. I don't want them to see any drama or a baby. I'm like, meh, just stay on pillow talk.
The biggest drama Kenny and Armando ever had was the fact that Kenny didn't like guacamole.
I still don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Who doesn't eat guacamole?
I don't get it
Guacamole
either.
is my life. If I could swim in something, I would swim in guacamole.
Guacamole.
Guacamole. Oh no, it's peel the avocado.
Peel the avocado.
Gino would not know how to do that.
I don't have the proper equipment. All right. So those are the 2 returning couples. You want to hear a little bit quickly about the fresh faces?
Sure.
TJ and Kimberly. So when 30-year-old Alabama native Kimberly hit me, Alabama, saw 33-year-old Indian TJ in a dream, she realized they were destined to be together. the clairvoyant, Teresa. She's clairvoyant.
What does it
I
mean?
think it means psychic.
Okay.
Or psychic adjacent.
What?
Something like that.
Like talking to dead people?
I think something like that.
Fun.
I don't know. That's a medium, but the clairvoyant will ship out to India to marry TJ and live with his family in a traditional Indian household. We've heard this story before.
Well, at least she's down for that. So
And if she's clairvoyant, she probably knows what she's getting herself into. So
yeah, if she's down to live with his Indian family, and what are the ages again?
oh boy, here we go. 30 and 33.
Perfecto.
Perfect. Maybe we'll have a success.
Maybe we'll have a happy Indian mom for a change.
Let's see. Then we have Sarper and Shakina. 41-year-old Californian Shakina is all about 43-year-old Sarper and is willing to move to Turkey to start a new life with him.
All right.
Unfortunately, her friends and family seem to think he's a playboy. And while Shakina was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, it appears she'll make some startling discoveries upon arriving in Turkey.
He probably is a playboy.
Or, wow, that's a lot of stray cats.
Have you been to Turkey?
No, but
It's a
Alina
thing.
and Stephen with the V.
Oh yeah.
The
There are a
cats
lot of
were the
stray
only
cats.
wedding guests.
Oh, I forgot about that. Damn, like he looks good.
He cleaned up.
He cleaned up
He cleaned
well
up. He cleaned
from what he looked like before.
Mm-hmm.
She was nervous that he was banging girls back then. I would be
Yeah.
nervous he's gonna bang girls now, but they seem to be happy.
Hello. All right. Next, Mary and Brandon. 23-year-old Brandon and Mary may live in separate countries, but they spend each and every day on the phone together constantly. It's so constant that friends and family oppose the union, but Brandon has saved for them to finally build a home together in the Philippines.
Okay, so wait. Brandon is from America.
Mary in the Philippines, both 23, and they talk all the time, super connected. He's saved up to build a home together.
Okay.
All right. Maybe, actually, I don't know who's. We'll find out. Holly and Wayne, last but not least. Holly and Wayne. 44-year-old Holly is moving from Utah to South Africa for her 40-year-old fiance, Wayne. But it's not all she thought it would be. South Africa and Wayne's home, not as secure as she thought it would be.
Ooh.
We've seen this before with Ronald and Tiffany.
Yeah.
With 3 break-ins happening since his living there. It doesn't
That's
feel
not
as
good.
safe. She has to make a quick decision in a week's time whether she's going through with the marriage and starting a new life there or if she wants to head back to Utah.
Go back to Utah.
Probably.
Utah's beautiful, minus their weird alcohol laws.
Yeah. Well, those are weird laws everywhere when it comes to that. But that's the cast.
Sounds exciting.
Mark your calendars Monday, July 10th on TLC.
Oof.
So much content.
So much. I hate to say this because I love all these shows, but I'm getting very confused with what we're covering.
Yes.
Not with the cast, but with the names. Like Before 90 Day, The Other Way. Like I need some OG in the middle.
Yeah.
Because all these, like, they kind of, I mix them together. And again, not the cast. Like I'm aware of who the cast is, but I'm always like, what 90 is this?
I mixed the premises together because I was taking notes on Meisha and Nicola. And I think she said, oh, I'm going for 2 weeks to meet. And I was like, 2 weeks? That's not The Other Way. And then I looked down and I was like, oh, this is B90.
Yeah, this has been a lot. I think my head is spinning in a good way, but I feel like
No, there's nothing good about. We have so much now. We were talking to Teresa's family this weekend, and just like all of our references, we don't have friends to talk about. So we talk about these cast members like they're our friends. We're like, so Gabe, he got married, and
I'm
wild.
like, when you have nothing to do, you gotta watch Mer People, and they were like,
oh yeah.
we have shit to do. We have lives.
All right. Speaking of these shows, let's talk about one. Let's talk about
Before.
the reason we're here. Sunday night, 90 Day Fiancé, Before the 90 Days, Season 6, Episode 3, starting with perhaps one of the saddest
Oh,
couples.
yeah.
Amanda and Razvan. I told you a little bit up front about Razvan's singing voice and his modeling and his acting. And I don't know. Is he allergic to shirts? This is my question now. Is he allergic to shirts?
No, he's not, but he's allergic to not getting attention.
Ooh.
So here he comes. Here's the thing. I actually, if she wasn't so damaged, and I mean it with love.
Yeah, that's not the best word. But
No, but you know what I mean. Like
she wasn't so
happened to her-
heartbroken and devastated and in shock.
Yeah,
And yes,
that's what
and
I meant.
grieving. Yes, and damaged.
I think they could be boyfriend, girlfriend,
Sure.
and potentially maybe make it work one day. They could probably, I can see them having an open relationship. They visit each other and maybe eventually make it work, right? But I do believe that he's into her, not just into America, but I think he likes her. But he is very much aware of what she's going through, trying to be open-minded, but yet he is a dude and he is not the one with the trauma. So as much as he's trying to be open-minded, I also feel, I almost hate to say it, but I feel bad for him because I don't think he knew what he signed up for.
Interesting. I know you can't really fault him for anything until maybe the end of their segment this week. But he seems respectable. Although, okay, so they slept in the same bed.
Yeah.
Was that always the plan? Was she just lying to her kids, or was
I
she
think
lying
so.
to herself that I'm going to sleep on the couch?
I think she was lying to herself and the kid. I don't think he forced her to sleep in the bed.
I don't think there was a couch.
We saw her. She laid in the bed. Like she got out of the shower and laid in the bed. Like
I think he had to get rid of the couch to make room for the green screen and the spotlights that are in the living room.
I think there is a couch because she was sitting on it the next day, putting shoes on. But I don't think she ever planned on sleeping on it.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, they ended up sleeping in the same bed. She fully clothed down to the socks.
Yeah, I don't get how people sleep in socks. The only time I sleep in socks is when I'm trying to make my feet soft, so I put Vaseline on my feet.
So disgusting to me.
What?
Just that I tried it once. I think I busted my feet somehow, new shoes, and you said put Vaseline.
Yeah.
It was the grossest feeling.
No, it's beautiful. But you need to have a sock on. Yeah, and then
I did. And then what do you do with the sock after?
you put it in the washer.
That can't be Vaseline. I feel like is water resistant, water repellent. Like it's just gonna stay there.
Fine.
Oh,
You have to use socks, not your everyday socks. Use the Christmas socks that my mom gives you every year.
I sweat so much. Like, okay, so yeah, I'm with you. I can't wrap my head around wearing
No,
socks.
but guys, if you have an injury on your foot, like from shoes, Vaseline and socks overnight, beautiful. And your feet got soft.
Okay. All right. So, long story short, no sex the first night.
Yeah, I think there's going to be no sex ever.
Some heavy petting, but no sex. Yeah.
Jeez.
So what? What's wrong with a little heavy petting?
It sounds like you're interacting with a cat.
Oh, interesting. I don't think so. But all right. So Razvan's like, all right, well, I'm naked already. Let me hop in the shower. He takes a shower. He comes out and he brings up how he felt like last night was strange for Amanda since she hasn't been with another man since Jason. And he asks her, how do you feel? So I'm with you. Like, I don't think he's doing anything wrong. He wasn't forcing sex. He's checking in on her. How do you feel? Are you okay? And she goes, I love you. If I didn't want to kiss you, if I didn't want to sleep in the bed with you, I wouldn't have. All right. So.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy it. I feel like she's lying to herself about a lot of things. I think she likes him, likes someone she can talk to. She likes the companionship, right?
Yeah.
I don't think she loves him.
No, maybe she said it before, and as you said, we're watching so much television that it's hard to keep everyone straight. When she said, oh, I love you, I was like, wait, we're saying that? It's been a few months. It's been a few months talking online, and you're there? You're there?
No,
you just lost your husband, and you're using the L word with this social media influencer?
Yeah.
Was that the first time we heard it?
I don't know. I think she loves the idea of him. I don't think she loves him.
How can you? How it's
I don't know.
I imagine you loved Jason,
Yeah.
right? You had this long relationship with him. You have 2 kids with him. I imagine you loved him. Now you're using that same word for a guy who you don't know.
Yeah, again, you don't know how she feels. Maybe her saying she loves him makes her feel better. It's like something she can move on. I don't know. I don't think she loves him. I think she is lying to herself because when she talks about anything related to Razvan, she has this pain in her eyes and she cries.
It's guilt. She's guilt in her eyes.
And that's why I'm like, I hate to say this, but this is literally too soon. But here's the thing. If we saw her having the best time of her life, having fun, everyone would be judging her too. It's like, I almost feel like maybe if she wanted to meet Razvan, sure, but being on the show, it's not just, oh, Razvan, or my husband who passed away. It's, oh, I have these cameras on me and the whole world is going to see this.
100%.
What am I doing?
100%. And I really thought she felt guilty the night before. I thought she was about to not even unpack. She was just going to go back to the airport. Then this morning I go, oh, she seems more comfortable. She slept on it. She seems okay in her decision. But then we see when they go to head out, they're going to go tour Old Town. She's like, well, something just happened and I wanted to have a good time, but now I'm a little thrown off. And what happened was before they head out, she was talking to her son, Junior. And Junior's like, oh, let me talk to Razvan. I want to talk to Razvan. And when they got on the phone together, they're talking, and Junior goes, my dad died.
Yeah, that's sad.
It is.
And it's a little strange.
It's sad. It's strange. Yeah, it's confusing. And so now it's making Amanda question, well, should I have come to Romania or not?
Probably not. And now she's thinking of going home. But then she turns around and says, maybe I owe it to myself to see if it works out, because if he's going to move to the US and be with me and my kids, I need to know what type of a person he is. I'm like, yes and yes and yes, but you should be doing this when you're ready to do this.
Right. It's not fair to either of you or the kids to be trying to interview someone. There's not even a job opening yet, and you're interviewing people.
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't like the way she's putting it on her kids. She's using her kids as the excuse as to why she's there. Oh, well, she's basically dating for her kids. I'm trying to find a father figure for my kids. It's like, you know that there's no benefit in bringing a male figure, a father figure into the dynamic if he's going to be gone in 6 months.
And she knows it. She said that too.
Right. So stop using that excuse. If you wanted to say, I'm lonely, mama needs some sugar, I'd be like, you do you, go get some. But to be like, well, my kids need somebody, it's like, well, no, not yet. They still have daddy's box.
Well, okay. I don't think she worked. They made it sound like she was a stay-at-home mom. Maybe she did work. Who knows? We don't know about it, right? But she strikes me as someone who is not a leader, who is more of a caretaker and a follower, and she needs someone to follow. She needs that male figure in her life, like she had her husband, someone who's there, someone who takes care of shit, someone who's gonna protect them, someone who's gonna grill the dinner, someone who's just gonna be there for her and fixes things and makes things happen, right? And now she doesn't have it. And I think she wants it. She wants that feeling back. She wants that safety feeling that she has a man in her life who's gonna be there for her and the kids. So you can be mad at her for trying or saying she uses the kids. I don't think she is. I really think she's trying to find someone who can fill the role of Jason to a certain level for her and for the kids.
All right.
I don't think it's Razvan, but she's trying.
Okay.
But she's trying too soon, I think.
So they end up going for drinks. And Razvan says, let's toast to our beautiful future together. I love you. And he goes, I want to ask you something. And Amanda's picking up something. Her senses are going. She's like, it's going to be something silly, so stop it. And he pulls the old Tom. He whips out the key.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, do you want a key to my house? And Amanda's like, well, I don't think I'm going to be back here anytime soon.
Well, it was a gesture, so that's why you know that you don't love him. If you loved him, you would be like, Darcy would be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna show up randomly to check on you. But no, like she doesn't love him. She's like, I don't want it. Like I'm not gonna be back anytime soon. And so Razvan is like, well, in that case, I'm gonna come visit you because I'm having my
The tourist visa interview.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's like, wait, what? You are?
but honestly, that's the way to do it. He says, I have my tourist visa interview. He didn't say, he didn't propose to her and say, hey, apply for a K1 visa. Right?
No, this is the
He
right.
wants to come visit her, and I think that's fine. He just needs to stay at a hotel. He cannot stay in her house with the kids. Absolutely not. He needs to stay in a hotel, and he needs to play her friend in front of the kids
Yes.
if he meets the kids.
Yes. But don't you think that should be a conversation? Unless he's coming to the States to go see the Grand Canyon, and while he's there, he's going to stop by and say hi to Amanda. Like, if you're coming to visit someone, have a conversation. Be like, hey, I'm thinking of getting a tourist visa so I can come and see you.
Well, I don't think he's going to see the Grand Canyon. He might go to see New York City and Hollywood.
Hello.
But, I mean, she's there now visiting him. So I feel like for him, he's like, well, let me go and visit you. Why not?
But you started this process before she ever got there. You didn't want to see how this was going to go if you guys actually hit it off before you started this process?
Well, I think he wants to visit the U.S. regardless.
I think he wants to live in the U.S.
Yeah, but let's check it out first.
Yeah. So he springs this on Amanda. She starts crying because she feels like, whoa, this is a little quick. And I feel bad for Amanda because I do think finally now she's thinking like a responsible mom. She's acting like a responsible mom going, whoa, this is a little quick. I got to think about my kids. You can't just come and be a part of their life. So she's starting to think like a responsible mom, and Razvan's making her feel bad about it now.
Well, okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I get it. But what if he really wants to come visit the U.S.? Maybe he wants to go to New York, right? If he didn't tell her about it, he just went to the U.S., she's going to see it on social media, she would be pissed. So him saying, hey, I'm going to come visit you, and she's pissed about it, but maybe he really wants to come and see the U.S.
You may not know this answer. I'll ask anyways. When you apply for a tourist visa, do you have to put down who you're going to go see, like where you're going to be staying?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So what do you think he put down? I would imagine he put her down.
Well, you can also say we're going to be traveling, so you can kind of explain it.
But don't you need a home base, like an address?
No. Like if you're going to be traveling around the U.S., you just need to explain to them that, hey, I'm going to be visiting these states, these cities. Here is my return plane ticket. It's easier if you're visiting someone. I still write my parents the letter, but it's not to get the visa because we have a open visa system, so they just get it online. It's more for the immigration officers when you get to the US.
Right.
And they will ask you, they will be like, what are you going to do here? And if you say, hey, like, I've mapped out this trip, New York, Hollywood, the Grand Canyon, you know, leaving at the end of the month, I have my plane tickets here. I have a certain amount of money in my bank account so I can pay for all this. You're good. If you're visiting someone, you have a home address, it's even better, I feel like. Or not, who knows? But I don't think there's so many tourists who come to visit the US. You don't need a person to stay with, right?
No, you don't. But that would be my question to him, is has this idea in his head. He's got the interview lined up. Okay, what is your plan? Are you coming strictly for me? Are you coming to see the States? Because sure, like I can't, I'm not an immigration officer. I can't keep you from coming to America, but I can keep you from coming into my home. So it should be a conversation.
True.
That's all I think. I think she's finally being like, you know what? No, this isn't great for me or my kids. And he's going like, what are you doing? You're crazy. Let me come visit you. I'm not waiting a year. That's too long.
Well, I'm glad that she says it's not good for her kids because her kids really don't need another heartbreak.
No.
But I don't know. Maybe he wanted to go visit her. Who knows?
We'll see. I'm sure we'll find out more. All right. I think now is a good time for a break. All right. We talked a lot about Amanda and Razvan. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a second.
Hey guys, today's episode is brought to you by Obvi, the obvious choice in health and wellness. Ever since I learned that we start losing collagen as we get older, I've been looking for ways to get more of it into my diet for my hair, my skin, and my joints. I tried several brands and they all tasted not so good. You guys know, John is a picky eater.
Hey, there is, I'm right here, but guilty.
Well, I'm a picky supplement taker. I can't tell you how many half-full jars of protein and collagen we have in our cabinet. But when I tried Ave, it was a game changer! There's so many flavors. I've been going with a peanut butter cup super collagen protein and it literally tastes like peanut butter. 10 grams of collagen, 9 grams of protein, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and only 40 calories. It's only been a few weeks, but I feel like I hop out of bed a little easier and John's actually been complimenting me on my hair a little more.
I know some goats that would love to snack on that hair, Teresa.
Oh, don't get me started on that. But there is one more thing I have to tell you about. Obvious apple cider vinegar gummies. Not only can they help with weight loss, reduce cholesterol, and lower blood sugar levels, they taste like candy. And here's the best news of all. Our listeners can get 25% off today with code MERIT at myobvi.com. That's myobvi.com and use promo code MERIT, MARRIED, to get 25% off today. I'll also make John put a link in the show notes.
You got it.
Thank you, Obvi, for sponsoring this podcast. And let Obvi help you reach your goals this summer.
And we're back.
Hello, Jonathan.
What is so fun?
Very, very enthusiastic.
I'm excited to be back.
Very enthusiastic comeback.
You're not excited to go back on break if you want. I'll take it from here. Go back on break.
You could not do this without me.
Go punch the clock. I'll tell the boss you're taking an extra smoke break. I'll do it without you.
You cannot.
Watch me.
right.
Meisha and Nicola. Okay, new couple alert. Did somebody say new couple alert? I did. Teresa put her mic down and is just staring at me.
I'm waiting.
I'm going to tap you. All right, I'll tap you back in.
I'm waiting for you to make this podcast without me.
I'm going to tap you back in, Teresa.
Because you need me.
Of course I do. And I know how excited you are to talk about this new couple.
Sure.
Me? What? Are
I
you
am.
not? Oh.
I am, but they're a little cuckoo.
And that's what Teresa, that's what we like.
Oh, we do. We sure do. I'm just, I'm very curious to see how this relationship is gonna turn out because let's just talk about it, okay? So we have Meisha, 43, from Blaine, Minnesota. Mm-hmm. She used to be an on-air journalist, having a glamorous lifestyle, dating guys with helicopters. And about a decade ago, she had this profound spiritual awakening when she saw 2 suns falling down the sky. She dropped down on the floor, she dropped her vacuum, started praying, and here she comes. She is a full-blown Catholic, church member, works for the church, believes in the Lord, worships the Lord, and the Lord led her to Nicola.
I feel like if Teresa ever saw me vacuuming, she would probably have a heart attack and drop down and start praying to God.
You don't know how to do it well. That's your problem.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
This vacuum gives me a blister. Does it do it for you too? Is that why you're laughing?
What does it even mean?
The way you have to hold the button down while you're going back and forth, it like rubs against my thumb and it gives me a blister. I don't know why it's so funny.
What? This is the craziest things I've ever heard. It's a Dyson. It's a nice vacuum.
I'll show you. I've had to figure out.
It's a nice expensive vacuum we got on Black Friday. Why are you saying it gives you a blister?
Because
it's a piece of art.
Because it does. I had to figure out a different way to hold it so that it wouldn't give me a blister.
Okay, John vacuums once every 2 years.
Yeah, because I need my hand to heal after I vacuum. It takes about 3 months to recover.
Just put a Vaseline on it and sleep in gloves.
Absolutely not.
This is I can't believe. So that's why when I ask you to vacuum, you always tell me you will and you never do.
I always do.
No,
But sometimes I say the battery died and I put it I put it back because I can feel the blister starting.
No, you're not. Are you
No,
lying
that
to
part
me right
that part
now?
I'm joking. That part the battery really does die and I put it back. But
I don't think so.
yeah. No one wants to hear about this.
It's the
Teresa.
best vacuum.
For some people.
For small, it's best vacuum for apartments.
Okay, I have big hands. It's probably not meant. It's meant for your hands.
No.
All right. Well, I'll show you off mic, but maybe I'm holding it wrong. I'll show you off mic.
I'll give you a class.
Okay. Also, I'm like always sweating, so my hands are wet. They're like
Why are
rubbing
you
back.
sweating while vacuuming?
I don't know, Teresa. I don't know.
So, guys, when I asked John to vacuum, he's like, okay, in a little bit. And it's like, I'm a very impatient person. When I ask him to do something, he doesn't do it. I do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, you're gonna vacuum? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Anyways,
Is it because of your blister?
yes, it
So
hurts.
just put a Band-Aid
All
on
right.
it. Jeez.
Meisha and Nicola. So Meisha, she's all into the Roman Catholic Church now, right? But before her conversion, she fell in love with another foreigner, a foreign exchange student, which led her to move to Sweden,
Yes.
where she got married and had 2 kids over there.
Yes. The kids live in the States with her.
I believe so.
Well, yeah, she says she lives with her girls. So,
Oh, that's right. We saw them. We
yeah,
met them,
we're going to meet them later.
Yes.
But that marriage didn't work out. So after, she just became a party girl. She was drinking, partying, dating men with helicopters, as I said, living a fancy, fabulous life until her awakening. And when she met Nicola, he's very different from all the men she dated.
Yes. Yes. And when she really dipped her foot into Catholicism, she kind of started to lose her social group. She lost her friends. So then it became a lonely place for her. So I think that drove her even more into the church.
Apparently because she always talked about God.
Sure.
And her friends just couldn't stand
It
it.
can be polarizing.
It can, especially if you're friends with people who are not believers.
Sure.
If all you talk about is God, then obviously they're gonna be like, well, you gotta find new friends.
Yeah, we have nothing in common. If this is what you want to talk about. Yeah.
For sure.
So then we meet Nicola. I'm saying it like Ricola. Nicola. I think I'm saying it right. You're saying Nicola?
It's Nicola.
I think that's a girl's name. I think Nicola is...
Is it?
You do you. I'm going to do Ricola over here. You do you. He's 46 years old living with his mom in Israel because it's tradition that you live with your parents until marriage, and he ain't married.
It's also a tradition not to bang until you're married. So he is like Michael Scott in that movie.
40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, well, he's 46-year-old virgin.
46-year-old virgin. Yeah, I'm one for tradition, not this tradition.
You gotta test the car before you buy it. I'm serious.
Yeah, I'm with you too.
I feel like I would, like, guys, would you ever buy a car without test driving it?
Some people would.
Don't.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. I feel like you need to test drive a few cars before you settle on one.
Oh boy. So Nicola, he's also devout Catholic, which is super rare because he's in Israel.
Only 2%.
2% Catholics in Israel, which is the percentage of Jews in America. So it's like a little flippy.
Wasn't it in the world?
It may be in the world too, but I know the stat in America is like 2.4%.
Okay.
I believe, something like that.
Well, here's what's interesting about Nicola. His family is not religious or does not belong to the Catholic Church. His grandma did,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Yeah, I wonder how he got into it because he's like in it. He's not just a believer; he's a facilitator. He is the webmaster of some religious website that
Like a hardcore believer.
that gets hundreds of thousands of views a month.
I hope he makes some money off of that.
I hope he makes a little cash off that. But that is how he met Meisha, right? Online,
On social media.
these religious groups. Yeah, Nicola says he saw Meisha 7 years ago. She seemed very lost.
And his opening line was like, "Hey, sup, Meisha? Loving your post about God."
I think he said like, you don't know me, but this is the most important thing in your life.
Yeah, and for Meisha, she felt like this was God talking to her.
She's like, I need more Jesus in my life. You will be my Jesus boy.
And 7 years later,
Here they are.
and she's gonna go to Israel to meet him for the first time because in between they started off as friends, kind of like religious
Sure.
friends talking about God, and essentially they got more involved and feelings started what's the word? Progressing.
Growing.
And then COVID happened, so obviously she couldn't travel. But now is the time. It's 7 years later. They are in a relationship, and she is going to Israel.
Yeah. They're the only two people that actually support this, though, because we see Meisha with her sister Taylor. They're getting drinks. She's not the biggest fan of this. She doesn't love that he's a verge
Yeah, at 46.
at
I mean,
46.
here's the thing. I think for a lot of people, it sounds made up. So I think she may be questioning him being truthful.
Oh, I don't think it's that. I think she's scared that it is so true. And she's scared he hasn't even had really any relationships. So not only is he a verge, he doesn't know how to behave in bed. He doesn't know how to behave in life as a partner.
I mean, we're animals. I'm sure he'll know what to do.
He may know what to do, but you know what I'm saying. He has zero experience, basically, in a
Yeah,
relationship.
but that's
and
not what life is about. Life is about the Lord for them.
you got that right. Well, and that's really what it comes down to, is that Meisha tells Taylor, well, I trust God. It's
Yes.
God's plan.
Well, here's what Meisha also hopes for. She hopes for an engagement ring so they can get married
Oh,
and
boy.
have that sexy time.
Oh, boy.
Because there is no sex before marriage in the Catholic Church.
Don't you forget it.
Yeah, I probably should Google more. I don't know the difference between all these churches.
Okay. You should Google more then.
Yeah, do you know that?
No. Very cursory, but not well enough to speak.
Like there's some
publicly.
pastors that can marry and have kids. There's some
Sure, yeah.
they have to live in celibacy. Like,
Sure.
what's the deal with all these peeps?
I don't know.
Am I right?
But yeah. So, new day in Israel. Nicola is fishing with his best bud, his rosary warrior. They're talking about Meisha, and his friend is like, I don't even know how this guy got her. Meisha is totally out of his league. He's got nothing to offer her.
He's like, Nicola just sits around and prays and then goes on his website, talks about God. How does he make money?
It's got to be the web. It's got to be the website.
Must be.
Maybe he has another job. He could have another job.
How do
This
you have
could be-
another job if you spend all your time praying and then working on your website?
I don't know. This could be a passion project, Passion of the Christ project. But so this is where we learn Nicola's mom is not going to be supportive of this. And he's like, I'm not going to tell my mom because I'm sure she's not going to like it because Meisha's been married and has been banging around. And so nobody supports this relationship except the two of them.
Have you ever watched Dexter?
2 episodes,
Oh, that's it?
3 episodes.
Oh, that's okay. I think it was the 2nd season or the 3rd season. One of the seasons, one of the people he killed, because obviously Dexter was killing the bad
Spoiler
guys.
alert.
Sorry, guys. One of them was this religious leader, or like this religious guy who was killing other people in the name of the Bible.
Okay.
Like, he was so devoted to God that he thought he's killing innocent people to kind of recreate some sort of an apocalypse, right? Mm-hmm. That's the vibes I'm getting from Nicola. I'm getting
Dexter vibes?
No. The religious guy on
Oh.
Dexter who was doing crazy shit in the name of Lord.
Interesting.
So I can see Nicola doing some crazy shit and just saying like that's coming from the Lord.
Okay, sure. So let's see. he also feels like God's plan and whatever God has
God's plan.
in store. Yeah, shout out
God's
to Drake.
plan.
So then we meet Misha's cat, Noah. I think Noah would be a better name for a dog.
Yeah, I mean, why are you putting a collar on a cat?
Noah's Bark.
That's pretty
It's
good.
a better name for a dog.
That's a great name for a pet store.
Noah's Bark.
Oh, for like a pet spa.
Guys, you can take the name, but I want 25%.
35.
I want 35%. My manager says 35%. So, yeah, I mean, the cutie of a cat.
Why do you put a collar on the cat?
A lot of people take their cats for walks. Well, you put a collar on because you want a name tag if it gets out. If you do God forbid you did the door test, the open door test, and the cat went out and then had second thoughts but got spooked and ran off, well, we want that cat to be able to find home.
And the collar's gonna do what?
Well, when some nice person finds the cat, they're going to go, oh, this is Noah, and he belongs to Meisha.
Okay.
All right?
You should just chip the cat.
You should chip. Do we like that? PETA friends, are we okay with chipping?
Fluffy is chipped.
All right.
That's great. Has all the information you ever need.
All right, good. I'm all for it.
Okay.
So then we see Meisha and Nicola FaceTiming. I love how Nicola is not a cat guy. He's like, well, God willing, we will get married, and God willing, that cat will not be sleeping in our bed. And I don't blame him, whether you're a cat guy or not a cat guy. If you're a 46-year-old virgin, that's not the pussy you want when you finally get married.
Well, I mean, I don't blame him because he's like, I don't want to see a cat on the bed. I'm like, I would not want to see a cat on the bed either, or in the hat.
Well,
any cat in the apartment.
Speaking of hats, cover your eyes, Nicola, because you're going to see Gino's sneakers on the bed very shortly, which is worse than any cat.
Gino needs to be smashed.
Yeah.
Smacked.
All of the above. We'll get there in a second. But the big storyline here is that Meisha, as we said, was married before.
Yes.
She got a divorce. But within the religion, if she wants to get married again, that divorce needs to be considered annulled.
But the church needs to consider it. So you don't need the actual, from my understanding, you don't need to petition the court.
No, it's not a government thing.
I need annulment. The church need to review it. And I might get some shit for this, but I find this very shitty because you're saying that your marriage that you have 2 kids out of, you moved to Sweden for this guy, you're saying it didn't exist?
Yeah.
That's shitty. I mean, you should, I get
You're not
this
saying
whole
it didn't exist. I think you're saying it was under false pretense.
Yeah, but that's shitty.
I agree.
As shitty, especially, it did work for a while. I'm sure you have 2 freaking kids. You moved to Sweden. It didn't work out afterwards. Sure, that shit happens. But saying that was all wrong, if I was her daughters, I would be like, well, are you saying that we shouldn't have happened?
No, I don't think you can.
That's how I'm reading it.
Yeah, I think you're taking it too far, but I'm with you. I just think you got a divorce. I think the church, and again, I'm no religious scholar.
Can you get like rebaptized to be reborn?
I think you can.
And then move on. Like, why do we need to get an annulment?
I don't know.
But from what she was saying, she's like, well, I did the whole interview about the annulment, and now my fate is in someone else's hands. I'm like, welcome to every foreigners in America's world.
That's gonna be your case once again, Meisha, when you apply for the K1 or you apply for a green card. It's gonna be in the immigration's hands. So buckle up. It's not in God's hands. Sorry, as much as you want to say it is. It's in someone else's hands.
This is a nice test drive.
USCIS. All right. And then the next day we see Meisha with her daughters, Morea
and Svea.
Morea, it sounds very Swedish, I guess.
I love it. I just want to go to IKEA and get some meatballs.
True. Svea is like the new coffee table that we got from IKEA.
I promise you there is a piece of furniture in IKEA that's called Svea.
I love it.
Love it too.
So they all live together, probably in a house furnished by IKEA.
I mean, they're 19 and 17. Oh, shit. Unless Morea maybe goes to college or something.
And so here's the thing. They're 19, they're 17. These girls are not team Nicola, or at least they're not team race to the altar. They don't want mom to be moving too fast because they feel like Nicola's too into God. That's all he thinks about, and he's gonna be judging us or forcing us. And I go like, you guys are old enough. I hope he wouldn't, and I hope your mom would. Like, you guys are old enough to make your own decisions.
But I think he would, because all he knows is God. If that is freaking Morea with a pierced nose and she's gonna bring home a boy that she's gonna be maybe hanging out with in her room, as she should, because she's 19, he might have a problem with that, but he shouldn't.
Mom needs to set some boundaries then, because mom is super religious. If she's okay with that, then Nicola should be okay with that. But even more so, they're adults. They're young adults.
Yeah.
They can make up their own minds for things like that.
Also, here are the good news, girls. With the speed that immigration's processing everything, by the time he gets approved, you'll be in your mid-20s and out of the house, so you're good.
Yeah. All right. So that is Meisha and Nicola.
It does sound like that.
I know.
I think so. I have a friend whose name is Nicola.
So do I.
No. A male friend from the Czech Republic.
I have a female friend.
And it's Nicola.
Oh. So mine is Nicola. We call her Cola.
Yeah, it's Nicola. In a man, but I would say Nicola.
Anyways.
We can listen to the pronunciation.
Yeah. You're the queen of pronunciation.
Yeah,
so.
we call him Nick, but it's Nicola.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my friend's little brother. But
Got it. All right.
moving on.
Tyray and the artist formerly known as Carmela.
Oh my gosh. And his sister Lashanti.
Yeah, so this was short and sweet, but oh so sweet.
I think if Neve ever needs another guest host, Lashanti.
Yeah.
Not Tyray.
Definitely.
Lashanti.
If Neve ever needs another subject, Tyray. But yes, if
I
Max,
feel like Tyray is on the wrong show.
it's wild. It's so wild because these segments are 100% everything. It's like, let's go to a park and let's do these reverse image searches. It's like you just took shot by shot an episode of Cat. Like, it seems like almost footage got mixed up on the cutting room floor and they just inserted it into B90, but it's actually a Catfish episode.
It's okay. So Tyray is in the park meeting his sister Lashanti, and it's been a hardcore couple of days. So poor Tyray, he feels like it's still there is still a chance that this all is a big misunderstanding.
Because Carmela hasn't deleted me on Snapchat yet. That's what's giving him hope. That's
okay.
what's good.
Poor Tyray.
So-
He said he watches Catfish.
Watch closer.
Watch more.
So Lashanti's like, well, have you ever reverse image searched?
She does. Someone else
Someone
is
watches.
watching Catfish.
Tyray has not. So Lashanti's like, well, I think we should do that. So the funniest part was Tyray looking through the photos to send his sister. And he's like, here's like a softcore porn shot of her.
The only photo of her face is the one that she blocks with her cell phone.
Yeah. The other photos were just like ass crack, titty.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, here, run this one. No results. No shit. No shit.
Which that gives him even more hope, because he's like, well, maybe it's really her because she didn't steal the photo on the internet.
If I know this relationship started 4 years ago, if this was more recent, I would go, oh, I wonder if these are AI generated. And I wonder what would happen if you reverse image searched an AI person.
Well, I'm curious what's going to happen in freaking a year from now.
Oh, Tyray's going to be broke.
Well, then he says, well, there is another chance of us getting to know her a little more, or him. Apparently, the producers get an email from Carmela.
Yeah.
And this email sounds like it's a girl.
This email sounds like, I don't know, sounds like AI. This sounds like ChatGPT wrote it. Hi, to think I cannot video call you because I'm not the girl in the photos. Doesn't make any sense. I know it's shitty that I have not been honest with Tyray. I have been lying to him for almost 5 years. At first, it was to get money, since most of us are so poor here. I did start liking him, but I can't be with him. So, okay, you just confessed you're in it for the money, but you did start, I guess, feeling something. for this person. And Tyray reads this and believes it and believes that there's real love here and seems to be accepting of this love.
Oh, yeah. Poor Tyray.
Which, poor Tyray, but okay, maybe maybe this is the love Tyray needs. Maybe he doesn't need Carmela with the hot photos.
Here's the thing. The way he talks about it, it's like he talks about it, this person might be real. So is he okay with whoever this is?
Sure, I think so. We see him in the previews. He's going over, right?
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
That's going to be very fun.
Catfish.
I think he's so lonely that he's willing to find love wherever he can find it.
And that's fine.
It's fine, but it's heartbreaking because this person screwed you.
Yeah.
And you're still giving them a second or a third chance because that's how lonely he is. If he had a better support system, if he had more love from others, he would be like, well, fuck you. You blew your chance. But he's so empty and in so need of love and affection and affirmation that he's like, I know you screwed me. I know you lied to me. I know you used me, but I'll still give you a chance.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It is sad. We'll see.
We'll
see what's going to happen, but I think he's just going to catfish style go and meet this person. You don't think so? We saw it in the previews.
I know he will. I don't know if it's going to end with a friendship, end with I'm never talking to you again, end with something more.
A proposal.
End with a proposal. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll
see who this person is. And I'm curious if maybe they can get the real girl behind Carmela.
That was always my favorite part of Catfish. I was like, no, I don't know who that is. I'm so-and-so. I'm a model and actress in New York City. Yeah, so many people take my photos and use them.
Yeah, like I'm so hot. Like, of course, people take my photos. Like,
find the real person. And it's so funny because then you always see the person who got catfished, like thinking, well, maybe there's a chance with the real person. It's like, nah, never.
Yeah, we'll see. This is definitely a little spin on the 90 Days / Catfish.
It's a mashup.
It is a mashup. Okay.
All right. Gino and Jasmine.
Let's talk about the crazies.
So Gino's in Panama. They're at the new apartment. Jasmine's sister Liz is there to greet them, who I forgot was living in that apartment with them.
Well, she mentioned it, but you're skipping over. So they're in the cab heading to the apartment, and Gino's like, I love Panama so much. I love Panama. I missed it. And Jasmine's like, oh yeah, like look at the landscape. Like look at the mountains. And just like rubbing her boobs. And I'm like, she really is getting so hardcore on him. And he's just like not responding to that at all.
Well, it's too much.
Listen, I think a lot of dudes would be like, oh shit, it would be all over her.
The first time.
Yeah, it would be just honka her
the
boobs
first time.
all the way from the airport to the house.
Here's the secret to dudes, at least to the dudes I know. Everything is exciting and you will be titillized and tantalized and do anything you can to have sex the first time. Once you have sex the first time, now it becomes real. Now it's like, okay, now we can have a relationship. Now that that's out of the way, let's have a relationship. So Gino's already had the sex. That excitement has come and gone. Not that it's not going to be exciting each and every time thereafter, but now, okay, check that box. No pun intended. Now let's explore other parts of this relationship. Yes, sex is first and foremost, but then once it's completed, I think men move on to other aspects of the relationship. So for Jasmine to continue to lead with her sexuality, it's like, show me something else. I've already experienced that. Yes, you're very sexy. You're very attractive. We will have more fun later on, but show me there's more to you than just that.
Well, I think for a lot of girls, sex is very important. If the guys don't have sex with them, they feel like something's wrong.
And I completely understand. But I'll say it again, in Gino's case, there's been something wrong in the sex department before he even went there. So if I was Jasmine, I wouldn't take it personal. But I also I think this is pretty widespread feeling among guys. It's like forcing it isn't cute after the initial act is done. It's guys will accept anything and be excited about anything before the sex happens the first time. But the second time, you're like, all right, take it easy. Like,
Really?
I think so.
I don't know. But anyways, I think she wants to feel wanted, and Gino doesn't make her feel wanted. But for Gino to feel like he wants to have sex, he needs her to chill.
But Jasmine,
she's not chilling.
But Jasmine doesn't make Gino feel wanted or welcome.
She does.
Jasmine makes Gino feel like a piece of meat. Like,
well, yeah, but she thinks that's what he wants. No one ever told her otherwise. He never told her otherwise.
he's telling her now. She's not listening.
But he's not telling her.
Yes, he is. Well, was he telling the camera?
Spell it out for her.
Is he telling the camera? He's saying, well, we fight and the emotion.
He was telling the camera, yeah. So they get to the apartment and Jasmine is showing him around. And she's like, this is the best part, Gino. Come to see the balcony. And he's like, oh, wow. And she's like, you see? That's a fake artificial island. It's where the rich people hang out. And now I hang out here too.
I think that's the turnoff. Maybe Gino and I are two peas in a pod.
Well, and Gino was like, well, that's cool, but I don't know if it's worth it $3,000. And Jasmine is like, it's worth everything.
Yeah,
and it's like, I would find it cool if she was the one paying for it. Be like, hey,
right.
Look where I live. This is so cool. If he wasn't excited for me, I would be like, well, what's wrong with you? But the fact that he lives in a condo in Michigan eating plastic frozen dinners.
With bunk beds for some reason.
Yes. And she lives in a $3,000 high-rise apartment overlooking an artificial island where rich people hang out.
Yes.
I can see how that kind of gets to him.
100%. Did you see the one lonely photo of Gino on the fridge where he's just... Not him and Jasmine, just him.
She loves him.
Sucking down a pina colada.
I'm telling you, I think she is low-key obsessed with him because I think she knows that if it's not going to work out with Gino, it's not going to work out with anyone.
Perhaps. So then Jasmine's like, all right, well, do you want to try out the bed? Try out the bed. See how you like the bed. Try it out. And she was like, well, not right now. I don't have to right now. Jasmine's like, do it. Try the bed. So... he jumps in the bed with his hat on.
Ew.
His
shoes
his
on.
airport clothes on.
Ew.
His sneakers on. Yep, that were in the airport bathroom.
I would slap him.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
I would not allow him to walk in those shoes around the apartment.
No, take him off
with.
immediately.
Yes, the fact that I think he lives in a gross place. If you jump on your bed with your shoes on, your plain clothes on, then how do you live your life?
Yeah, it's not good.
Not good.
So he's in the bed, and again, Jasmine's like, well, I'm not wearing a bra. Do you want to feel? And I'm like, slow down. I believe this is an authentic reaction from Gino, and I think it's almost the right reaction from Gino to be like, pump the brakes, because Jasmine's sister is in the next room. There's a camera guy and producers. And so I think Gino is not crazy, but like, well, hold on. Let's just like lay here for a second. I'm not going to jump your bones.
He was like, yeah, I just want to enjoy the bed for a moment.
Yeah, he's a little weird.
Yeah, but I forgot if he told the cameras or her, but he's like, I don't want to have sex because I'm worried about our future. I'm worried that she's going to come to Michigan and see my place. And then we saw all the snippets of his bunk bed and the mess he lives in. And he's like, well, I'm worried that she's getting fancier and fancier, that she won't appreciate what I have.
Yeah, that doesn't totally check out for me.
No. And that's why I'm like, you flew all the way to Panama. You got a new hat. You got new clothes for whatever reason. And now you're gonna be playing a bitch that, oh, I can't have sex with her because I feel like she might need more from me. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that part doesn't make sense. So then we see, I guess Gino took a nap. He's waking up, and Jasmine apologizes for coming in all hot and says, well, I know personalities are different. So like, let's start fresh. I want to cook dinner for you. And I have these Gardein meatballs, plant-based meatballs.
Forgot that she's a vegan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would watch a cooking show with Gino and Jasmine.
I would not because it gave me a lot of anxiety.
That's what I would watch.
I honestly, if I sound a little weird, it's because I took a shot every single time Gino said he doesn't have the right equipment.
The proper equipment.
And I'm basically on the floor drunk because he said it so many freaking times.
But it was
and still-
hysterical.
It was hysterical. But dude, every normal person knows how to peel a potato with a knife.
That's very kind that you're calling him normal. He almost took his thumb off trying to peel this potato. He's like, I need the proper equipment. And it basically turned into Jasmine hazing Gino with different vegetables that he needs to peel. He's like, peel this. She's like, peel this potato. No, okay, peel this beet. And he's like, why not without the proper equipment?
How do you even peel a beet?
I don't know.
But he's like, no. He basically wants the potato peeler we have. Sure, it's easier. It
No,
works
just
for
like
kids.
the little apple peel. Like
That's potato peeler.
the little like
That's potato peeler.
half pipe with
That's potato peeler.
All right.
But you can peel literally anything.
You can peel
with
anything
it,
with it.
right? But for some reason, Gino is a little bitch that cannot peel anything because it did not come frozen in a box.
Yeah. So Jasmine ends up in hysterics. She's bawling her eyes out. She's crying. Gino like runs away and hides for a little bit, but finally comes out and he's like, I need the proper equipment.
He was like, so first the potato. Okay, I don't have the proper equipment. Then she brought the carrot. And he's like, nope, I cannot do the carrot. And then she goes like, okay, the beet. And he goes like, I can't peel the beet without a cutting board. He's like, I cannot peel the beet on the plate. I'm like, what is this?
That's going to be my excuse for everything now, though. If you ask me to do something, I don't have the proper equipment.
I hope Gino listens to us. So next time she makes him vacuum, he'll be like,
I'm going to get a blister.
I'm getting a blister.
So then Gino's just like, you know what? This is exhausting. This is overwhelming. I need to go to bed. Okay. I need to go to sleep. Let me change my hat. And Jasmine goes, oh, your sleeping hat? So he goes into the bathroom. He comes out with his classic baseball cap on and gets into bed. But
Still wearing the same plain clothes.
still wearing the same clothes. He just changed his hat.
I think it's so disgusting. Not showering. I get it. Some people don't shower at night. Cool. But after you travel on the plane, shower.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Especially it's like all you changed was your stupid hat. Why do you sleep in a hat? It's so fucking dumb.
They're just pissed.
Imagine like if you slept in I would not sleep next to you if you slept in a baseball hat. I would be like, you need to pick your bottles.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I know you're laying next to me with a sock full of Vaseline. creeps me out. Just squishy socks next to me.
I don't put that much Vaseline.
Okay. Maybe I did it wrong then.
You've done it too. You gotta massage your foot.
I stopped it. I immediately took it off.
You should have sucked it up. Your feet would have been very soft.
My feet are very soft.
They are. I
All
think
right.
you secretly do put Vaseline
I
on
actually
them.
do not.
I think you do.
All right, let's round this episode out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Riley and Violet.
Okay. So Riley's finishing packing because he's heading to Vietnam today. And it's also Violet's birthday. So let's bring some pearls and maybe we'll see about a PI.
Yeah, we're going to put the PI on hold for now. Maybe Violet can answer all the questions. But if I need, reach back out. Got the investigator on hold. So we'll see. So we get Riley's friend, Alexa. I don't want her to go off. She comes over to take Mila, the dog, and drive Riley to the airport. And in the car, Riley brings up the texting of the father and how Violet's trying to get dad to turn against him. And
the PI.
And the PI. And Alexa's like, this is all like a lot of red flags.
Yeah. Alexa is like, well, if you need to have a PI follow your fiance or fiance wannabe, then there is something wrong.
But you know me, I have to overstand, not understand. And that is my new favorite saying, and I will be saying that from here on out.
I missed it.
Do you get it?
No.
Oh, it's so good. I have
Explain.
The saying is, well, it's not even a saying. The word is understand.
Yeah.
I need to understand.
Yeah.
But I need to do more than just understand. I need to overstand.
Oh, okay.
You get it?
Yeah, I think I do. Okay.
I need you to overstand what I'm saying right now because it's genius.
Did
Riley's a
Riley-
damn genius.
Did he say it?
He said overstand.
I missed it.
She's like, yeah. Alexa's like, well, if you need to have a PI, there's an issue. And he's like, well, you know me. I have to overstand, not understand. So he wants all the information he can get so he can overstand the situation, not just understand it.
I got it. Okay.
Anyways, also call in. I know Tyray doesn't have this answer. Call in. Was the back pocket towel a fashion statement or was it something more practical?
It was a sperm towel.
No, it wasn't. I don't even know what that is.
It's where you catch your sperm after you masturbate.
Okay.
That is another word for it, but I don't like the word. So.
Yeah, don't say that.
Yeah, so it's a sperm towel.
Razvan just uses a box of tissues.
I think he just wants to travel with his sperm towel.
You know who has a sperm towel?
Who?
Shout out to Thailand Tony. Someone keep a camera on that guy. I love how we got a cameo from Thailand Tony.
He's like, I made a friend, and he's like, I'm going to Thailand to meet my lady friend.
Someone, aka Chris Hansen, follow this man to Thailand. Did you see Riley on the plane had the VR headset on?
I did not.
It was not the Apple Vision, the new
It
Apple,
could not be. It just came out.
but that I can get behind. That I can see the value.
Well, what does he do?
Well, we watched the Apple Vision.
Well,
thing.
the Apple one, yeah.
It makes you feel like you're on an airplane, but you could be at the beach. You could be
Yeah, I
at
don't know
the
if I
movie
like
theater.
that.
I would like it on an airplane.
All right.
All right, 24 hours earlier in Vietnam.
We meet Violet. And so we learn that she's a primary school teacher teaching math.
You better make sure Riley doesn't share any of your topless photos,
Ooh.
Violet.
She rides a moped.
Badass scooter.
Yeah. And she was married for 15 years. She has 2 daughters, but she never felt like her ex supported her emotionally or financially. So she got a divorce and thought for herself that maybe a foreign man is a better match.
Well, yeah, the divorce made her more independent and stronger,
Yeah.
which she says some Vietnamese men don't like. So that's why she's like, well, why not just date a foreigner then? So she went on the dating apps, found Riley. He had a cute dog in the photos, and that won her over.
So here's the interesting part, right? So she's meeting her friends, and she says, well, my family, they know about Riley, but not my friends. And I'm like, if it was the other way around, I'd be like, all right, maybe you don't want to freak your parents out, your family, you're meeting a man across the ocean, but your friends?
Well, she lives with her parents. So if she's talking to Riley, they might be like, who are you talking to all the time? So maybe that's why they know. But yeah, it's not a good sign if you're not telling your friends, because her whole reason is, well, I'm not really sure how this relationship's going to end up. It's like, so you're not going into it confident. You're not going into it with great optimism.
Well, here's the issue with this relationship, right? She's telling her friends, and they're like, oh, wow, 2 years. Why didn't you tell us, right? And she basically says that, yeah, we'll see how it works. I need him to trust me. But for some reason, he doesn't. And I'm wondering why.
Yeah.
Like, something must have happened because she is aware of it. And she says, I need him to trust me. And he goes in and says, I need her to prove me that I can trust her.
Well, there's 2 things. There's the texting of the dad and trying to sabotage. And then there's he found she was still on the dating app. But was she dating or not? We don't know. Let me ask you this. First impression of Violet?
I don't know. I don't see her as someone who's trying to make it in America.
No.
So I think she's just looking for a man that maybe she wants to be an equal partner with because she wasn't before. And she said, I'm a strong woman. I have 2 kids. Like, I just want a partner. But I don't know if doing the middle finger instead of saying I love you and having all these little mistrust issues, I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Yeah, I've been wrong before, but Violet seems like a pretty normal person to me.
There is something about her that I'm kind of like, all right, like you are hiding something. Like there is something she's not saying. Because just the fact that she said, well, I want him to trust me. It's like, why are you even saying it? You're saying it because you know.
He's called her out before on being on the dating profile.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like there's something. Something's going to come out.
Okay. Well, we see in the previews, I think a guy on her phone or something. Riley spots something on her phone. Yeah. But
we'll see.
From this little friend hang, I think she seems pretty normal.
She does. I wish they were speaking English.
I know, it's hard.
I was
We had to rewind
trying
like
to take
3
the
times.
notes. But yeah, she seems normal. Again, I think there is going to be something that she's not saying.
Let's see.
All
right. Oof. That's the episode. Episode 3. Woo, what an episode, Teresa.
It was a great app.
What an episode. Yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thanks for listening. If you're not following us on Instagram, well, you should be. At Instagram. Nope. At Married to Reality Pod on Instagram. Also, join the Patreon if you want more content. Patreon.com/Married to Reality.
Yes.
I think you wanted to say something?
I was just going to say, guys, if for some reason your spouse doesn't want to vacuum because they have a blister, blame John. Because they probably listen to this podcast. It's going to be the new excuse.
It's a good one.
And then our friends are going to blame you.
Okay. All right.
For this.
Patreon.com/Married to Reality. Also, make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening. It's so easy to do. You just look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as the beautiful review we got from Daddy's Girl.
Daddy's Girl 54.
Daddy's Girl and a friend. She said we make her feel like she's our friend.
Yes.
She is our friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Daddy's Girl. Thank you for that beautiful review. If you haven't left a review, please do it. And if you have a friend who loves 90 Day, share the pod. Spread the love. We love love.
We love love.
All right. That is it. I think I've said it all. Have you?
I've said it all.
You said way too much, Teresa.
Way too much, and so did you.
All right. Well, with that then, we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.